Mr. L is slowly consuming Luigi to finally enact his revenge on Mario for continually ignoring him as his brother and leaving him behind whenever he could. And I can prove that Walter White and Luigi are connected heavily. This theory involves hate, betrayal, and the real reason to why Luigi has been in the shadows the last few years. And you know, Mario might deserve it, maybe. But either way, it is not looking good for the future of Mario and his crew. And hear me when I tell you this, Mr. L is coming. Mr. L is coming.
Super Mario World, it's a blast from the past.
He is coming.
Let me tell you a story of a brother forsaken to be number 2 behind Nintendo's prime mascot was only a single game franchise compared to his brother's hundreds. And even on the games he joins in, he is left out straight in the dust behind Mario. He tries to continue to pursue his brother's exception, even writing in his diary how much he loves and admires him, but all he gets is a sarcastic clap, then 2 smacks on the back and a deep rub in his shoe, all whispering, "You will never be as good as me. Enjoy your little victory, bro." A distasteful frown forms among Luigi's face. To anyone, this would build up hate and revenge in anyone's heart. And judging from what Nintendo said, all of Mario in all games are the same person. So this means that Luigi is the same between all games. And our last game for Luigi was 6 years ago. So what has he been doing all that time? Or more likely, who has he been becoming all that time? Paper Mario was our first appearance of Mr. L. Luigi is brainwashed or hypnotized by Dr. Nastasia, who turns him into Mr. L. This version of Luigi is evil and wants to kill Mario. But I have a slight question. Dr. Nastasia is a doctor. Doctors, when testing mental or physical medical procedures, never choose randomly. So why Luigi instead of Peach or sneak attack Mario? I mean, even Bowser would be a perfect subject to be brainwashed. Instead, she chooses Luigi. And well, if you dive in more into the why, you'll start to see that one of the many examples I used in the beginning of our theory means a whole lot more than just Mario acting like a butthole. In fact, let's look more into Luigi's sad relationship with his brother, and a good place we can find this is in his diary. "I hate ghosts. What will I do if it appears again? Come back, Mario. I'm scared. What great news. To live up to their expectations, I will play the lead in an adventure. Once again, my brother went on an exciting journey. Once again, he went alone. It's so unfair." Now these lines from Luigi may not sound like much, but in fact this tells us a lot about Luigi's mindset and perspective on Mario. And thank God for Nintendo's statement of all Mario in all games being connected, because I am using that to help. Luigi starts frantic, writing about his hate for ghosts, which is very ironic. He's had 3 games and a 4th on the way, and he's still pissed scared of them. But anyways, he states he needs Mario to come back. And why wouldn't he? Mario is the savior of the Mushroom Kingdom. His brother should be #1 priority. Family comes first. And yes, that includes Peach Mario, but then Luigi instantly changes tone. Now he is suddenly proud and excited, ready to finally be brave and lead, but then is struck by the news that Mario has taken his chance at greatness and went alone. Didn't even want to take Luigi with him. Not only is it not fair, it's downright selfish, and I believe this was the moment he became Mr. L. He might have not been showing his true colors at that time, but through his diary entry it is quite clear that Mr. L is coming out at this point. It only took taking away that friendly persona of Luigi to make him switch. So no, Mr. L was not made by Dr. Nastasia. It was her very clever research into Mario and Luigi's relationship that made her choose Luigi as the perfect Hypno subject.
Mario World. unlock your windows.
Now I have laid out a lot of evidence about Mr. L's existence in Luigi. However, can I just compare Luigi to someone who isn't related to Mario at all? Thank you. I know that's okay by you, Mr. Viewer. I am being completely serious when I say Mr. L is related to Walter White, or more better referred to as Heisenberg. But this isn't how you think it is. The story between the both of them is so different, right? Well, no. I like to see it as Walter becoming a monster, but in a metaphorical way, and Luigi becoming, well, an actual monster. But still the same concept between the both of them applies. It is laid out in front of us. Let me explain the change in Walter's character to you. He starts out as a failed, scared, overqualified chemistry teacher who could have been great, traded his success for a measly $5,000. He returns home to a wife who controls the household, and as a man being bossed around by his wife, especially during company, is heavily emasculating. And how he feels towards Hank as well. Here are some examples. Hank, even during the start, mocks Walt for not knowing how to use a gun, or other examples such as when he offers to take care of his family when Walt is gone. Even with good intentions, Walt is the man. He needs to take care of his family. However, he goes way too far with this mindset. It wasn't for his family anymore. It wasn't for the money. At the end, he was just doing it for the fun of it. In which, through, he became Heisenberg. Oh yeah, some more similarities is Hank and Walter kind of resemble Luigi and Mario in a way. Hank is short and fat, and Walter is tall and slim. Not only that, but Hank is also perceived as the more heroic person, seen as a coward. Well, at least at the start. So Hank, his progression throughout the emasculation eventually turned him into Walter White. It was like his version of Dr. Nastasia was himself. He hypnotized himself to get rid of that mental cage he was using to trap Heisenberg, which is one difference between him and Luigi. And again, we know that Walter hypnotized himself because even though Hank had good intentions in the scene, Walt took it as Hank once again trying to emasculate him. Now, don't worry, I didn't just want to make a Walter White fairy. Since there are many parts of Walter's story that relate to Luigi's transformation into Mr. L, we can now use parts of Walter White to solve some unknown mysteries about Mr. L, such as now we know the real reason Luigi himself thought it was unfair for Mario to steal his chance at glory, and I will discuss this in part 3.
A man is outside your window.
Show you the real reason Luigi thought Mario stealing his time to shine was unfair. Well, to us, it's obvious why it's unfair. It's selfish. Well, as we explained, Walter's White transformation into Heisenberg was because of a heavy element Breaking Bad relied on was Walter's constant emasculation from everyone who got to know him. Well, finally, Luigi gets a chance at glory, but is then shown to be less of a man compared to his brother who jumps to take his chance to leave. Now, don't get me wrong, Luigi loves Mario. Look at how he reacts when he saves Mario from King Boo. Luigi is literally crying tears of happiness. So it isn't Luigi who hates Mario, it's Mr. L, who is Luigi but is trapped behind Luigi's mental barrier he made for Mr. L. Look, the best way I can explain this is again through Walter White. Heisenberg hates Hank, even threatening to take him down with him. However, once Walter White comes back into control, he loves Hank as if he were his brother. That's why he cares so much once Hank dies. So we can conclude that the audience playing will think Luigi is angry that he didn't get to go on an adventure or lead. But the real reason Luigi was angry is because he wanted to show everyone that he wasn't just number 2. Mario's shadow, that one character you randomly find out about when reading about Mario on Wikipedia. But no, Mario had to steal his chance at glory, and this is where Mr. L was finally able to show himself through his diary. Now you've probably seen game theory, but if you haven't, MatPat basically discusses that there are three versions of hypnosis: educational, persuasive, and suggestive. Now I think if we want to explain them, we should start from the educational method. And like game theory, I'm going to give an example. Sadly, right now in places like China, weak Muslims are being taken to concentration camps to force them to give up their religion by torturing them and making them do haram. Or more tame methods, such as even in today's world, such as the media lying to you and telling things that are completely false. Stupid things like fat acceptance, turning your kids into trannies, BLM, and retarded feminism. And if you don't believe in these things, you are likely to be kicked out of your community and shunned away. Persuasive is pretty simple. It's literally something you would do that can be against your morals for a reward, like money. Now suggestive, I can go in depth into suggestive hypnosis. However, something key that suggestive uses is you can only be as controlled as you can let yourself be. So could it be that Luigi here allowed himself to be mind controlled, like he's had enough from Mario and everyone always underestimating him? He wasn't threatened or harmed, and unlike the other two hypno methods, suggestive can be immediate, but only if you let it. Mr. L finally came out at this point. He took control. However, Mr. L was always here. He wasn't just trapped beneath the deep dark brain of Luigi, and we can thank Mario for creating Mr. L. If only he gave Luigi a chance to become something more than number 2. 1,000 subscribers. Let's go! And that's the theory. I really hope you enjoyed it. These theories take a long time to make, so a comment would really be appreciated. So today's shout out is for Ali Mahasna, whatever that thing's called, U7L, and Callan Vazola. I really appreciate your comment on the video. However, just know that video quality is getting better. I'm still using Premiere Pro, which I'm a bit new to. Appreciate you all. Goodbye.